morning. How's it looking? Want to go out early today? Let's do it.
Have you seen Steve? He's in the sink. Can you go wake him up? All right, so that sound with Steve was probably a little different. I'm wearing two lavaliers now. So if you listen in headphones, you probably hear me in both your left and your right. And when I lean down like that, it probably makes a noise on the mics. These mic issues. There he is. But if I try and hold my head up high and talk a little louder, it sounds a lot different, doesn't it? 63 degrees at 6:16 on August 13th. I've been up for a couple of hours going through all the videos from yesterday, and boy, were there a lot of rainbows yesterday. And now we're up with the sun, which I think now is coming up after 6 and going down before 8. What do we have? Now we have some wind this morning, which probably is showing up on my microphones a little bit. I get these fuzzies I should put on there also. What a gorgeous day. I think today we're rejoining that sequence of beautiful Tuesdays. Last week it was raining in the morning, but the sun did come out a little late in the day. But Tuesdays have been the pick of the week for most of since winter. I talk about it a lot. We had a couple Tuesday blizzards back there in March and early April, and then we had a bunch of sunny Tuesdays. And wind from the west is best, especially if you like warm air in Boston. And today we have more subsidence. We're kind of between upper level lows. Subsidence means sinking air, and sinking air makes blue sky as opposed to that upper level low and rising air we've had over the last couple days with all the rainbow weather. That will resume tomorrow. Today we have a little ridging between surface troughs. Although the barometer is still fairly low, there will be plenty of fair weather cloudiness today, but fair weather cloudiness. And the breeze should stay offshore. Here's the Boston meteogram with the euro, with the sunshine near 80. Wind stays out of the west. And then a couple of interesting things are going to happen. We're going to have the sort of a backdoor cold front come back in here on tomorrow night. And Friday, maybe some low clouds. Look at that, temperature only in the low 70s with an onshore flow. So you got to get the wind direction right to get the weather right. But there's a lot more going on than just that. How pretty. Hey, Steve. Loves underneath the umbrella. We had a sequence yesterday with a shower and a thunderstorm coming in. The umbrella got lifted off the table. And we'll show tons of time-lapse yesterday. So many rainbows. Countless. I think it was a record for the number of rainbows happening in New England at the same time. So many favorites, I can't even remember them all, but this morning I was interacting with Mark Garfinkel. We used to work together at Channel 10. He used to be the photographer for the Boston Herald, and he was over there in Winthrop, and he was looking south. There's Winthrop right there. You can see the tower, and this is the photo he had from Winthrop looking toward our house. That really dark, heavy curtain underneath the rainbow, that's the downpour that went right across Hull, just missed us. And then to the right there, that lighter shower on the right over North Weymouth. We were right underneath that thing last night, just after 6 o'clock. It's in one of my time lapse. So today is fairly straightforward. The color of the water is a reflection of the color of the sky. I've been meaning to show this map for the last couple of mornings. I haven't got to it because so much has been going on. In our quiet weather pattern, so much is going on. The temperature and dew point map. The last several mornings, the dew point on Nantucket had been 55, the same as Burlington, Vermont. This morning, the dew point on Nantucket still a very comfortable 58, and the dew point in Burlington, Vermont is 56. So I guess my point is, it is really fun, nice, dry weather without the clouds and showers today from the mountains to the seashore. Yesterday, Pilot Pete went to the flume in the White Mountains, and he said, on the way out, I think I might have saw some ice in the raindrops in a downpour coming out of the White Mountains. So there may have been some ice balls falling out of the sky. I talked yesterday about the freezing level being around 8,000 or 9,000 feet. The freezing level has come up a little bit. The summit of Mount Washington this morning, still pretty cold though, 42 degrees. The difference is we don't have as much surface convergence, those orange dashed lines. over us today. There is still one there, and there's a tiny little speck of red outlined green there in northern Maine. So today is a mostly dry day. And things get so interesting after that. Not only Ernesto, we'll talk about that in a minute, but I tried to track the remnant of Debbie across the North Atlantic. It is just chaos. I'll show you the surface map first. You see the two lows just south of Greenland merged? You see that arrow that's going left counterclockwise? There's a little Fujiwara going on there. I think that's the remnant of Debbie becoming incorporated into another low that came from further north. And then off to the right there in Ireland, there's a storm system there that's been slow moving. So we do have some blocking developing in the Atlantic. And the satellite imagery just shows a jumble of clouds and storms from Newfoundland all the way up to Scandinavia. What a stormy pattern in the North Atlantic as summer starts to recede north and winter starts to advance south. But there's another season called autumn that's still several weeks away. That blocking in the North Atlantic is going to create an interesting surface map for us tomorrow. Here it is. You see the sprawling high pressure across much of the Midwest, and then that blue line coming into Maine and another high to its north, and there's a backdoor cold front coming at us. And we're going to have an upper level low kind of backing in from the northeast. And that could make things interesting, not only in the shower department, cloud department, but also what happens to Ernesto. So first let's show the Northwest Atlantic upper level, 500 millibar, around 18,000 feet. And there's our upper low from yesterday pulling out, and then right on the very top, I wish I had a different scale on this, showing more of Eastern Canada and us, but that's all I have. And the upper low kind of comes back at us tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and Friday, and then that lifts out, and then a trough coming in from the west, upper level flow, is going to help steer Ernesto on the right there out to sea after it goes very close to Bermuda and way east of us next Sunday, Monday. We'll have some surf with that. Now if I go to the HRR, I'll just kind of rush through today. It'll flow from the northwest, no real freckles, maybe a little shower there in northern Maine. And then it's more tomorrow. Tomorrow, that's a Wednesday into Thursday, we're going to have these instability showers developing again, but look at the trajectory. They're going to be from northeast to southwest, kind of backing showers and a thunderstorm, maybe with some ice balls falling out of the sky as the freezing level comes back down. And they look kind of intense there, don't they, in northern New England, especially late in the period that would be getting into tomorrow night. This only goes out 60 hours, the HRRR. So we'll have that to look forward to. Rainbow weather returns Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe some fog on Friday. Check on Steve. He's doing all right. Everyone's doing all right. How is Rex being so quiet? This is Intermission. So happy he's not barking, but he did wake up in the middle of the night barking again. You're so handsome. He sleeps in the sink, looking out the window there. All right, back to weather. Savoring this quiet period, and then why don't we just do the low, I just tripped over that thing. Why don't we do the lower 48? Their action is in the middle of the nation, and the rain's in the middle of the nation. That's the boundary. There are heat advisories, watches, and warnings from Oklahoma south to Texas, and that heat is going to kind of try and come into our direction, but it's going to run into that blocking and be shunted. And so there are the backwards moving showers, northeast to southwest, Thursday into Friday. Here comes something from the west, so weather's coming at us from every direction as usual. The weekend doesn't look like a washout, but it's going to be a tough call in the separation between the wind from the northeast and the wind from the southwest, and low pressure coming across New York with showers and thunderstorms coming at us from the west. And there goes Ernesto almost right over Bermuda as possibly a strong to major hurricane, likely a major hurricane, I'd say. And then almost trying to wobble in our direction before being picked up and then scooted south of Sable Island. Sunday night and Monday, as we've said, Monday, the anniversary of Hurricane Bob. So we should have a nice swell to surf and some off and on showers and storms. And then next Tuesday, Wednesday, always a moving target. I think I said the same thing about a week ago with an upper level low coming at us, but looking a little less vigorous and further west on today's guidance than yesterday's guidance. So next week is always a work in progress. And I'm really delighted to have this nice Tuesday. I'm going inside. It's 6:30. I got a lot of editing because I made a lot of time-lapse yesterday. Hopefully you enjoy that. And maybe stick another rainbow or two in there. Oh yeah, of course, I got myself with a rainbow. That was right there. Subsidence, sinking air, stability, rising air, low barometer cold, and instability. A tiny bit of that today, much more of it coming back tomorrow. The weekend looks pretty good. Where's the moon? It's not up yet. We'll get the moon this evening. All right. See you tomorrow. 1 o'clock. That was a long day of editing, wasn't it? Day's not done. Fun sky Monday also. Beautiful. Instability cumulus clouds. See the top and the bottom on that one. Wind issues, and we can see some precipitation starting to come out over there toward the west. Looking into the wind. That looks like a tall one right there over the top of the low ones. That one looks like it's in New Hampshire. We'll have to check the radar on that. May not look like much, but there are raindrops on the windshield. Quarter 2. Traffic going the wrong way. And folks on the beach thinking, I don't think it's going to rain that hard. It's a lot more blue sky than there is gray. Sun and shower Monday. That's at West Augusta Camp. And yes, there is action on the radar, but it was not near here, so it's forming right over our head right now, which is always fun. Let's go down to the boatyard and check it out. Subsidence between clouds. So air goes up in that cloud and comes down behind it and then goes up again in that cloud. Oh, we've been given an assignment, a little transplant. It's that time of year. Well, it's always gardening time of year. So you take some of those, you put them in an old vacuum, and you mix them together and put them in there. You know, this is what Yankees do. They just find anything that works. This is the water container. This is the dirt container. And you make your impatient soup in there. And you just take your impatient soup and you kind of deliver it into the fancy old china bowl here, and all of a sudden you get yourself an indoor plant made out outdoor plant beginnings. So you have your choice of whether you want these indoors or outdoors. So you just do that, and then you tweak them a little. This is fun. Spread them around a little like that, and next thing you know, you have a potted flower. 3 o'clock. There's a little shower headed at us, but I think I'm gonna wait to make a time lapse, other than the webcam time lapse, for maybe another better one. But certainly a real fun sky day. Not disappointing at all. Much warmer with more of a gusty west wind. And there comes that little shower just about over Blue Hill now. You can make out, you see how the gray edge of the cloud turns into a gray curtain. That gray curtain is the rain coming out of the cloud, and there are definitely snowflakes in the sky, in the clouds, well over our head today. If we were in the Rockies and if we had 10,000-foot mountains, they would be getting a coating of snow. .78, I think that's a little generous at 4:30 in the afternoon because of the sensors right up there in the sun. But a really fun sky day, much more of a moving air mass today. Wind, air moving from high pressure to low pressure. And here comes a tanker. So I think this is a perfect opportunity to make a time lapse of the clouds and the tanker. Showers mostly missing us to the north and south, really. And we had one report of Pilot Pete coming through the White Mountains. He says he thinks he saw some ice balls on the windshield. Look at those waves. Oh yeah, where's my tripod? T-Rex, we gotta make a time lapse. This is gonna be cool. All right, first a quick one of these two rather large ships passing one another. And one is a lot larger than the other. We'll get this, and then we'll widen out and get the weather. See if I can get this right in the center. Cool. Sorry.
Cape Ann left. Shower going just north of Boston right this second. It's kind of cool. Right there. Widen out a little bit so we can see the wind and the clouds moving. And let the tanker go right by the house. 4 minutes in. Derringer flag, Norway, length 183 meters. Changing again, no showers really coming at us from the west. You do see one trying to form right there, but there's a broken line of showers and thunderstorms from Cape Ann through Worcester to Hartford, Connecticut, and another one over Narragansett Bay on the radar right now as we approach live at 5. And there we are looking towards that line over Cape Ann. That's that vessel that I said would have a great wake to try and surf as it slows down now. And we've got a kite porter. Is that you, Rand, way out there? Fickle wind. The sun and the shadows kind of disrupting the wind. And there's the tower in Winthrop right behind the sail. So why don't we just watch those showers go by north of Boston, maybe pressing south. Here comes another long edit. Long edit for TK again on a Tuesday as we do this out the door weather more on a Monday. I'll try and leave it here now, 15 minutes into this without changing, stopping or starting. 5:30, 56 minutes in. Stop it for a second. Let's get some video of Rand on the foil. Making it look easy. Light winds, relatively speaking. One hand on the wheel, one hand in the pocket. 2 feet on the board, out of the water on a foil. Sweet. What's that? That's rain. Behind that is a potential rainbow. All right, it's raining. 6:06 p.m. It's really raining right over there. Look at that. Going right into Hull off of Quincy. That's an incredible downpour. Getting some wind too. Can you hear me now? Uh-oh. There goes the umbrella. Just got lifted up. Whoops. And here comes the tug. Is that Independence? Can't tell. Fenway Park, people are starting to come into Fenway Park. The Rangers are in town. I guess I'm gonna have to start paying attention to the Red Sox now. So that's the updraft right there. Now, are we gonna get a rainbow? Do I have to go rescue the tent? Do I have to go rescue Steve? I'm getting soaked. Raindrops are fat. Cloud tops with this one. Oh, there's a nice updraft. Cloud tops with this one over 20,000 feet. The one over Hartford has cloud tops over 25,000 feet. So there it is. That's the updraft and the downdraft. Tailwind for the Independence. Yeah, it looks so small compared to the tanker, but it looks so big compared to that recreational boat. I think those things are like close to 100 feet long. That one's probably about 25 feet maybe. And look, my umbrella points into the wind all by itself. Yay. All right, standing by for rainbow now. I always leave myself plenty of editing, don't I? Because there's never nothing going on. Meaning there's always something going on. And it's always raining harder somewhere else, like in Hull at the gut right now. Can't even see through it there. Do you know there's only been one dry day in Boston this month so far, and that was yesterday? Going back to the last week of July, we've had more than 2.5 inches of rain. And that's not the most either. Gusty downpour, probably pretty close to severe weather near Hartford, Connecticut. Looking at the radar. All right, let's give this a little break. Hey, it's no wake zone, bro. Be back in a couple of minutes. One in every crowd, isn't there? My Tempest says we just gusted to 20. Seems a little underdone. It's a pressure sensor anemometer. Blue Hill just gusted to 35 miles an hour. That seems quite reasonable. We're gonna have to get that cloud out from underneath the sun pretty quickly to here to get a rainbow. Hey Steve, how'd you like that? Was that fun? You wanna stay out? So there's the edge of the downpour right there. Beautiful. And where's Rand? I don't see the kite. I guess Rand went in. All right, rainbow watch next. Let's take a break. Rainbow weather. There it is. Made that forecast yesterday. Tomorrow we get a day off. I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's back. Yep. Let's make some more time lapse. I'm a glutton for editing punishment. 6:30. My computer's really driving me nuts today. Very bad IT day, but very fun sky day. So I'm gonna make some more time lapse. If I pan left a little toward Fenway Park and just get the sun involved, this will be fun. Let's do it. Oops. $7:20. I'm having serious IT issues today, very frustrating. And my iPhone battery died while I was making the time lapse. But I still can't stop. Beautiful sunset in progress. Salvage what we can between the iPhone and the web camera. Fun Sky Monday. Bummer that the iPhone camera died on the tripod a little while ago in the middle of that time lapse of the setting sun, which is not disappointing. It's just so pretty. Look at all the different layers. Waves of clouds, waves of water, waves of light, and the aurora tonight again. And the Perseid meteors. Wow. There's never nothing going on. Steve, what do you think? Should we play it out with a Captain Spacetime? We're gonna mix up the video time lapse from the ones I made with the iPhone camera on the tripod and also the webcam of sunset, because I don't have enough juice to grab this sunset. Or do I? Maybe I do. Should be interesting. I'm gonna try. 7:35. Almost chilly outside. Feels like about maybe 70 degrees. Gorgeous. Got a little juice left in the phone. I just charged it for like 5 minutes. See what we can get. That was another half hour, 8 p.m. That shower just dissipated over maybe Lexington. 8 p.m. So a month ago, the sun was still several inches above the horizon. As new and improved dry air from Canada. Not that it was too shabby, but I think we get a day without a rainbow for our Tuesday. Oh, I just felt a raindrop. So fascinating. All right. That's it for tonight. It's so hard to end. Kids down there are having a blast. Where'd they go? They were just yelling. Anyhow, drink. See you tomorrow.